this is Russ. Yeah, we're back out on the road again. This time we're heading to someplace different. It's been suggested to me by one of you guys to try out Harper College. Harper College, according to the map here, roughly 6 miles away, something like that. Now, I've never done this before because every time I've taken a look at the map, it tells you to take roads that I'm not really in favor of. However, we figured, well, we'll give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. So the weather today is low 70s right now. Okay, we will take it and go. Everyone stops. Everyone stops. Usually they wait for the bike guy to go. But you never can tell. So yeah, it's low 70s today. It'll get warmer. I figure if I go there now, I'll have a better chance of keeping it cool. Now, I know you guys were laughing the last time that I said that it was hot out here and it was 84 degrees. Yeah, some of you guys got some heavy-duty weather going on in 100 degrees plus. Yeah, I feel for you guys, but anything that makes me sweat is considered hot for me. So, when the wind blows against you, it's not so bad. So today, as you can see, I've got the black sweatshirt on. Actually, you can't even call it a sweatshirt. It's designed to keep you cool as much as possible, wick away the sweat and all that type of stuff. It's given to me by my daughter and son-in-law. So, yeah, I've got the black one on today. Got the gloves on. Yeah, the fingers are getting darker, and the glove underneath, still kind of light. It gets funnier and funnier looking as the season goes on. So this is going to take us down on this road for a little bit of time here, and I know as we go further up, we go into some industrial areas, and so traffic is going to get a lot busier on this road. In this general area, it's still relatively mild for traffic. So this part's no big deal, but as you keep going down there, it changes. So anyways, so I'm using the Apple map this time. Now I took a look at a couple of different map options. There was Apple Map. I took a look at Google Map. I took a look at Komoot. I was tempted to use Komoot because it actually suggested certain roads to take, but Apple Map seemed to also suggest roads that would be more side streets once you get to a certain point. So I said, well, let's try Apple. Now, in this area, Apple Maps did not have a bike option last year. They do this year. So they must have upgraded the maps. And so we're testing it out to see if Apple Maps is something we can actually use. So being on the road here, I'm probably going to average around 18 or so miles per hour. If the traffic picks up, typically I will go a lot faster than that. But I'm in no real rush, of course, to get anywhere. Now, one of you guys also mentioned to me that when I installed my hydraulic brakes, that I had the brake line on the outside of the fork, then I zip tied it. And then you mentioned that I shouldn't do that because the lines are more delicate than standard cable lines, which is true. If you cut into that, then all your brake fluid leaks out, right? So he said the best thing really to do is to put the line on the inside of the fork, not inside the fork, but on the inner part of the fork rather than the outer part of the fork, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't face the road, it faces towards the wheel. So I went ahead and made that modification. So what I did is to do it, rather than disconnect everything, what I did is I just disconnected the brake caliper, swung it around, and then repositioned. So that has now been modified. And I was hoping that putting that caliper back on, that maybe it would stop the little clicking sounds that I hear when I hit the brakes, but no, still does it. You know, when you put on the calipers too, just as a reminder for those guys who are going to be putting on hydraulic brakes by yourself, put the calipers on loosely with the hex bolts, and then when you're ready to tighten everything up, then squeeze the handle of the brake so that the brake caliper pads are against the rotor. That'll kind of line it up for you, kind of keeps it in the center. And then as you're keeping it pulled down on the brake handle, then tighten up the hex bolts. That's the best way to do it. Don't just tighten it up and say, okay, I hope I've eyeballed it and it works. Pull on that lever before you tighten up those hex bolts. So we have a speedometer, a radar thing. Our speedometer shows about 18 miles an hour, and the radar thing shows 18 miles an hour. So yeah, pretty accurate. You might have noticed too, before we took this road before to get to Twin Lakes. We've done Twin Lakes a couple of times. You just take a left off of this area and it gets you to Twin Lakes, but we're going to keep going. And so we're going to cross Northwest Highway. It's just called Northwest Highway. It's not an actual highway. And then everything changes on this road. It becomes more of an industrial area. Now, once before, I had ridden to see if I would be able to go to the Chinese carryout before taking this road, and yeah, it was a little iffy, so I decided not to do it. And then I found another method to get to the Chinese carryout. But just to let you know where we're at, if we were to go left on this Northwest Highway, if we were to go left and go further down, that would be Arlington Racetrack. Arlington Racetrack is where they had horse racing, but again, they've shut themselves down, and I believe they've sold the property to the Chicago Bears. So of course Chicago is not happy with that, because if the Bears move to Arlington Heights, they lose a lot of revenue. So not thrilled with that. But I don't know. People said that this area is going to be really packed with people once the Bears come. That's possible. On game day, on Sundays, it could be really packed up with people. I would tend to think that businesses around the racetrack would do really well. There's a McDonald's there, but there's an empty Burger King. I don't know, was it Burger King or McDonald's? There's an empty building there. I kept thinking, man, I'm surprised nobody grabs that before it's too late, because I would think that would be prime location to open up some type of business there if the Bears do end up showing up here. All right, so it says 900 feet, go to Industrial Avenue. I've been throttling a lot here as I'm talking. When I don't want to concentrate on pedaling, I'll just throttle. I smell something cooking. Something's cooking really good here. Must be a restaurant or something around here, I don't know. Turn right into Industrial Avenue. Okay, that's right here. So we're taking a right. Let's see where this takes us. Alright, so this thing shows that this is a shared pathway of bikes and cars. I don't think that really makes a difference, to tell you the truth. I think cars will still do what they do, whether your bike is here or not. Still got to be careful. And it looks like we're heading towards Rolling Meadows. Harper College, where's that actually at? Is that Rolling Meadows? I'm not sure. Is that Palatine? What is the... I think it's considered Palatine still. I don't know. I've not gone to Harper College, so I have no idea. But they tell me that there's a bike path that goes around the college there. So we're going to go and check it out. Now, the person who told me to go to Harper College says that there's a lot of other places you can go to as well. That's not too far. Yeah, I know. There's lots of places you can go. The question is whether I have to take roads that are difficult to get there. That's always been my issue. It's not that there's not places to go. And some roads are a little iffy, so I don't do it, just to keep myself safe. But I know that just traveling around the neighborhoods is kind of boring as well. But let me say this, that my channel has never really been a tourism channel. My channel is really not riding around to show you different places. It's basically me riding and enjoying the bike while talking about e-bikes and talking about various things. So yeah, at times, sometimes we do have to just keep taking the neighborhoods because either the weather is not cooperative or something that's going to hold you off. So I'll try to take us to different places if we can, but I can't guarantee we'll do it all the time. So bear with me, if we have a week or two of something that is just local. I mean, we do the 3-mile circular path up quite a bit because that is the closest actual bike path. But after a while too, the bike paths start getting a little stale to me too. I mean, I don't want to keep going around in circles on that thing forever either. I find sometimes going on the streets is actually better, only because I have a variety of places to go then, rather than at the same paths and stuff. Plus, the negativity sometimes that happens on bike paths is not fun either. I haven't had much in this general area, but obviously we've had some negativity over at Bussy Woods. That takes a lot of the fun out of it to me. Nobody wants to be called out on something, whether they call you a cheater or they say you're not allowed on this bike path. But as we saw from the one video, I was on the path heading towards the 3-mile bike path, and we had a police officer on the road there. And if I wasn't allowed on it, he would have stopped me, but obviously he didn't. He wished me well, I wished him well. He was going really slow. I'm telling you, he was probably doing 10 or 11 miles an hour. I don't know how he was able to keep his motorcycle up at that slow speed. I can't even barely do 9 miles an hour on this bike without feeling like I'm going to tip over. He must have good balance, or maybe motorcycles being a little heavier is easier to balance. I have no idea. I've never ridden a motorcycle. So, all right. So what's the deal with Magicycle? Had a conversation with them concerning when I could expect to see the new battery. And they tell me it should be soon. Yeah, he says it should be very, very soon now, where they'll be shipping it out. So I think they were still waiting for this thing to show up. Oops, I think I may have passed where it wanted me to turn. I think I'm gonna have to turn around. I didn't hear anything, and let's just use this and turn around. I don't do U-turns, as you know. I hop off, turn myself around, I do the hokey pokey, and then I go. Yeah, I think very fast U-turns, you have a really good chance of falling off. All right, we gotta take a right over here. Yeah, I looked down, I saw the map said you had a few more feet left, and by that time I've already passed it. So yeah, it's picking side streets. Good. That's good. So what were we talking about? I have such bad short-term memory. I can't even remember what we said a moment ago. I'm sure you guys remember. I don't remember anything. When things get get busy for me where I have to start thinking about other stuff. I tend to forget everything else. Is that a function of my age? Probably is. Alright, doesn't matter. Keep moving forward. I mean, roads like this is a piece of cake. It's no big deal. Hey, some of these houses are really nice. Let me show you this house. Look at that thing. Look at these houses. It's really nice. People mentioned to me that they said, the places you go to seem to have very well manicured lawns and everything. Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I think the homes out in this area, the homeowners tend to keep things nice and cleaned up. I mean, not all of them do, but for the vast majority of them, I think they take pride in their properties and they fix up their places. Yeah. Today's garbage day in this area. Obviously, they have the garbage is out for trash pickup. So it says to cross this street, and this street, of course, is a busy street. So we're going to let this car go first. And we will go after this car passes us here. There we go. So yeah, traveling on the road is not that bad, actually, as long as the roads that are picked are not heavy-duty roads. If they're side street, I call them side streets. If it's just like residential and things, yeah, no problem. Go wherever you want to take me then. Oh, okay, Magicycle, that's what we were talking about. now talk about distances and stuff. Yeah, so I had a conversation with Magicycle. Actually, it was interesting because I had asked a couple of questions via email, because that's really the best way for me to communicate with them. But I guess I asked so many questions, it was too difficult to write it all. So I happened to still be awake, and they asked if they can call me. I said, yeah, sure, I'm still up. Just give me a call. So I was talking to them from China, and my contact person. I had not ever talked to them before. Everything has always been via email. Because usually when they're up and working, we're sleeping, right? I mean, they're on the other side of the world. But he knows that a lot of times I stay up late because he'll send me an email message or something, and then I will respond literally right away, as I usually do with most correspondences that I do. And he says, yeah, I tried to call you, but he says, are you still up? And I said, yeah. So I usually have all right, it says turn right. Which road? Can't be this. It must be this one. That one's no outlet. All right, so we're paying attention first of where we're going, and then I'll tell you the story in a second here. You can't even read the sign because the tree is covering the name of the street. So yeah, so we talked on the phone, which was interesting because I had never spoken to them before. I don't have their phone number or anything. So, yeah, he told me a bunch of things about what's happening based on the questions I had asked. And one thing I did want to say, though, this is pretty easy to get here. I asked him about the Magicycle Cruiser Pro. That's the upgraded version of the bike that I'm riding right now. And I had read on one of their Facebook groups that there's supposed to be cruise control. I've been talking about this here too, right? So I asked him, I says, how do you do that? Is there a different controller or something? Or is there programming that needs to be done? And he says, well, let me check with the engineers to find out what they put on this thing, if it has it. Because on the website, it does not mention anything about cruise control. But people were talking about it on the Facebook groups. And I said, man, if it had that, that would be really nice. But yeah, it doesn't have it. So there is no change to it. There's no change to make it have cruise control. That, you know, that would be a really great function to have. I know there are some bikes that are out there that have cruise control, but yeah, the Magicycles won't have that. So contrary to what you might read on the Facebook groups, we're getting it straight from the engineers. They're saying, no, we didn't put cruise control on this thing. So that's a rumor, okay? And so I think maybe even one of their moderators there said that, yeah, that's going to have cruise control. It doesn't. Not according to the engineers and not according to the website. So yeah, my bike's not going to have it either. So so anyways, we were talking about the various models, and he said that, well, basically your bike is going to have a lot of the features that the Cruiser Pro is going to have, because they're going to send me the 20 amp hour battery. That's a feature of the new bike. It's going to have it already has the hydraulic brakes. I already made the modification to that. And really the only thing that I'm missing is the new front suspension, because we have spring suspension, front suspension on the standard Cruiser. The new one has hydraulic suspension. So they said, he said he'll talk to them to see if they can send me a new suspension fork and have me do the modification to my bike. Now, this is not a standard thing that's going to be offered to everyone. I don't believe it will be, because he says it's going to take a little bit of effort to make this change to your bike. So I think they're going to send me an instructional video. I kept thinking, well, it shouldn't be that bad. I've got another front fork to change because FedEx had broken the other bike from the other company. I got to change that fork out too. So I figured if I change that one eventually, changing this one won't be that much harder, right? It'll be kind of similar. So he says once you make that modification, you essentially will have a Cruiser Pro. Now, the Cruiser Pro has been tweaked in the motor a little bit too, though, just to let you know. The Cruiser Pro has 96 Newton meters of torque now versus 86 on the standard Cruiser. So we won't have that, but that's okay. I don't really need it. I don't have that many big hills to climb. You guys that climb a lot of hills, you might want to get that Cruiser Pro instead of the regular Cruiser. Okay, not that the regular Cruiser can't handle stuff, it can, but I think it'll make it a little bit easier if you have a lot of hills to go up. All right, this says I got 400 feet, turn right onto the road.
Turn right onto the road, then turn right onto the bike path.
Turn right onto the road, 100 feet. Turn right onto the road. What road? This road? I don't think so. Well, maybe it was. Let's see what's up ahead here.
At the stop sign, turn right onto South Reddit Road, then turn right onto East Algonquin Road.
Okay, now we've got some major roads here. So yeah, I don't think this is what we want to do. Let's take a peek though. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let's turn around. Maybe it was that street. Yeah, this is the thing when you don't really know where you're going.
Slight left turn onto the road, then turn right onto the bike path.
You just have to wing it, right? Take a look, see where things are. All right, you guys see a bike path anywhere? I see a sidewalk over there. Does that count? I don't see any bike path. Let's see what this says here. Alright, let's take this road, which is the major road. Let's see where this brings us to.
The destination is on your right. 1200 West Algonquin Road.
Oh, it is considered Palatine. Well, this was supposed to take us directly onto the bike path. I don't see anything that shows me that there's a bike path here. Kind of dumped me out onto a major street. Now, at times like this is where I throttle, and I try to throttle hard to get off of this as fast as I can. Now, there's a possibility it could be a bike path further up in the weeds over there. I call them the weeds. In the foliage. Okay, I see a bike path. I see it now. How do I get up onto it? I'm going to have to just jump this curb. All right, we're jumping the curb. There's a bike path here. How did you get onto the bike path directly then? All right, well, we found it. I just don't know when the actual entrance of it is. All right, let's bike around here. Let's see what's around here. This is supposedly the Harper College bike path. Well, I didn't see an entrance onto it, but there had to have been. It's just that we didn't know it or didn't recognize it. I don't know if this goes further around or where it goes. Well, let's look. This is Harper College. Kind of runs out. Let's go further straight.
Destination is on your right. 1200 West
I think it empties out here. Let me turn around. Let's go the other direction. Let's see where that goes. We're learning. Now, I knew about this path before. Let me see if I can get out of this Apple map here.
Turn left onto the bike path.
Well, maybe I should leave it on in case it tells me some more stuff. I had heard about this before. In fact, there's water up ahead there. It's like, wonder if we go around that or not. I've just never done this before because I've always felt that it might be taking me on streets that are not the best to do. Now look. All right, I think if we went to the right, if we went straight down this path, that's where we would have came in. Well, we'll head back out that way. Let's go down this way and let's see where this goes. That's kind of nice. I know that the local bike groups that are around this general area sometimes do this ride out here. They must do the same type of thing.
Left onto the bike path. Then turn right onto Chris Harper Drive.
So there's water here. I wonder if you can fish it. Let's see what it says here. Bike repair. Oh, there's a bike repair station. Oh, I see. There's like a bike pump. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's not huge, but it's nice.
Turn left onto the road.
All
Then
right.
turn right onto Chris Harper Drive.
I think this thing is just going to keep going and telling us to keep doing this and that, so let's just get rid of it. It's always hard to do that while I'm riding it. Cannot ever seem to get rid of programs that are up. Maybe the swiping is different or something. Alright, I'm going to stop and do it.
Turn left onto the road.
Yeah. Alright, you guys keep looking this way. Alright. I move it off to the side because I was answering a text message. I don't let you guys see that stuff. So I just kind of grabbed the camera and moved it over. All right, so we're going around the campus apparently. Let me show you to the left here. This is Harper College to the left. So yeah, Magicycle. Let's go back to those guys. So yeah, they're gonna send me this fork for me to make the modification. I don't think I'm gonna do a video about it because it's not gonna be something that they're gonna want everyone to do. They're just letting me do it because really sending me a Magicycle Cruiser Pro is kind of ridiculous. I basically got everything except for that fork. Once I changed the fork out, I essentially have that bike. The only thing is this, the new bike has a little bit more torque, but like I said, I don't need it. It's basically the same, so no big deal. They're gonna send me the other bikes, of course. So they confirmed again that those things will be coming to me, but we don't know when that's gonna happen. And then he also confirmed that they are waiting to ship out the 20 amp hour battery to me. So yeah, there's even more water. Even more water on this side. Yeah, it's a nice campus. I've never been on the Harper College campus before. So yeah, that's good. Good to hear from them. Good to be able to talk to them directly in China. And he tells me that a lot of you guys have purchased bikes after watching Russ's Right. So they're very happy and satisfied with the performance of the video, which is a good thing. I'm very happy that you guys got bikes that will serve you well. All right, where do we go now? So the bike path goes... All right, I think if we take a right, we go away from the campus, so let's just go this way. Let's see where it goes. Okay, I guess we get to go. So we will go. Yeah, I think it brings us back to where we started out. Not too bad. Oh, see that? Weber. That is the corporate headquarters for Weber Grills. Yeah, so if you're a Weber Grill fan, that's where your stuff is headquarters at. I have quite a few Weber products, quite frankly. I have 3 smokers, 1 kettle, and 1 gas grill, all Weber. Not because this is in our general area. I just happen to use the Weber products. All right, so we are up on the path here. So yeah, it goes around in a circle. Let's go around a couple times. Since we're here, right? Since we're here, let's do it. Yeah, so anyways, if I'm able to take you guys to different places, I will do it. But don't expect that we will do it all the time. If I can find places to go that's safe for me to go, I will do it. If I find places to go that I don't think is really that safe for me to go, probably won't be doing it. I mean, if I have to travel this road to my right, we're not doing it. Those type of roads are not the type of roads I want to be on. Oh, here's an interesting thing too. I want to clarify. I may have mentioned it. I don't remember. I have been saying for a while that I am not allowed on the sidewalks here in Illinois. Turns out you are allowed on the sidewalks in Illinois, unless specifically prohibited in your area that you can't do it. Now, somebody had mentioned to me, I don't know who it was that mentioned to me, because I called the police department. I've done different things. I don't know who mentioned to me. They said that I was not allowed on the sidewalks in my area. But that doesn't mean that you can't ride on the sidewalks throughout Illinois. Okay, now this guy, I think he's got an electric bike. He didn't ring the thing. I didn't know he was behind me. He just passed me. I think for that type of pass, he should have either rung a bell or said on your left. Because I could have gone to the left and not know it. We could have crashed. Certain times you do have to use the bell. I think that was one of them. So anyways, yeah, apparently you can ride on the sidewalks in Illinois unless specifically told that your area is not allowed. Okay? But I will not be riding the sidewalks in my area. I think overall, it's more of a headache to ride on the sidewalks because, yeah, I think I did mention it once before. Sometimes they don't cut the bushes well enough, and then you brush up against bushes, or tree branches are hanging down too low, then you got to duck. Yeah, too much of a headache. Plus, I think people seeing you on the sidewalk with a big bike like this, you're gonna get comments. I don't want that negativity comments on that either. So now I'll be on the roads. I actually ride well on the roads at this point. Okay, this is where we went straight ahead. I think where the other guy went to the right. We'll go around this one more time. That's just a way out. Dog saw me, want to get me. Even little dogs want to get you. Oh, somebody mentioned that he keeps an air horn with him because the air horn will scare the dogs off. Probably would. Yeah, it's actually a good idea. You know, hit him with a big one of those things. Hit him with an air horn, scare him off. It's probably better than hitting him with pepper spray or anything like that. Pepper spray, you know, on a windy day, it's not a good thing. Good morning. It's not a good thing. It'll go right back into your face if you're not careful. Yeah, this is a nice path. This is you know, it's small. It's not large. You can go around it a couple times. Yeah, get your exercise in, whatever. But as you know, I don't really use my bike for exercise other than the fact that it does exercise my knee, but I don't do heavy pedaling. I know many of you guys put your pedal assist levels at a lower level so you can get the heavier pedaling to get some exercise out of it. I don't use my bike for that purpose. So this is why you'll usually see me at a higher pedal assist level of 3, 4, or 5, or I throttle and pedal at the same time. I don't use my gears a whole lot, as you know. I will drop it down since I'm pedaling right now. I'm usually on gear 6 or 7, really. The lower gears are necessary if you're pedaling all the time and you got to start from dead stop. But as you know, from a dead stop, I always throttle it to get me moving. And then when the bike is at a decent speed, I start pedaling. So I don't really wear out my I don't really wear out my chain or anything because I'm not pedaling hard at a start. I'm throttling during that time. So that's why a lot of times I never touch the gears at all. Not saying that's the right way to do it, okay? I'm just saying that's how I do it. So what do you guys think about this ride around Harper College? I think, you know, you do it early enough in the mornings. You always get some people who are walking, some people who are riding. But it seems to be less people on this thing than like on the standard 3-mile path we usually take. And it really wasn't that far away to get here, quite frankly. and the roads we took wasn't so bad. So kudos to Apple Maps, because it found me a good way of getting here. We'll see if it gives me the same way to get back. So yeah, early morning rides with me. I know a lot of you guys have said that you wake up and you turn on Russ's Right, see where I'm heading. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, nobody's going, nobody's around. We're just gonna go. Yeah, I appreciate you guys doing that. You guys know that I usually upload the videos at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're automatic uploads. I mean, I upload it and they automatically turn it on at 7 o'clock for me. So I am ahead of the game at this point by about a week and a half almost, maybe even 2 weeks uploaded, where I have videos already uploaded and it's just sitting there waiting to be released. This video won't be out probably for a week and a half to 2 weeks before you see this one. And like I said, it's good, but it's also bad. I kind of feel like, oh, I made it, I just want to put it out. But I do know that there's days that I cannot ride, and having a little bit of leeway so that if I miss a day of riding, you still have a video to see. So by now you probably would have seen the Botanic Garden series. Yeah, it was a series of 5 or 6 videos, and I kind of thought about that. I said, so if the person doesn't like that series, that means the whole week you may not be watching it. But I wanted to do it simply because I wanted a full documentation of that entire ride. It is the farthest ride that I do. So even for me, you know, I watch it myself. It's not like I record it and I upload it and I never watch it again. I watch Russ's Right just like you guys do. I don't watch it on YouTube. I watch it on my own, you know, the actual recording itself. YouTube compresses the videos a little bit. My videos that I watch are really sharp. I mean, it's pure 4K, but I don't have a 4K monitor. My stuff is still 1080p, but still, even on 1080p, that 4K image is pretty sharp. And it doesn't have the compression, little artifacts that you notice on YouTube. Now, one thing that was good about YouTube, let me talk a little bit about the YouTube thing, and then I'm going to let you guys go once we're off of this path. A number of you guys were interested in doing YouTube or something with YouTube. Let me tell you that YouTube compresses your videos. So you see little artifacts. It's never going to look as good as the actual video that you have. That's how they save space on their servers. There's 2 types of compression, okay? There's the good compression and the not so good compression. You're going to get the not so good compression when you first start out on YouTube. If you don't upload at least 2K, you're going to get the lousy compression. So if let's say you shoot in 1080p, you're going to get the lousy compression. So you're going to get all these little artifact things. The edges won't look sharp. It'll look a little fuzzy, that kind of stuff, you know. But there's ways to trick YouTube. Sorry, I'm ducking here. There's ways to trick YouTube to give you the better compression, even if you shoot it at 1080p. And to do that, let me hit this little crosswalk thing. The way to do that is you shoot it in 1080p, but then when you render it, I gotta make sure this person stops. He stopped, but he kept going. All right. If you render it and tell it is a 4K video, even though you shot it at 1080p, then you upload it, then you get the better compression. The problem with this is it's going to take longer to render and turn it into a video that's a fake 2K, 4K, and then it's going to take longer to upload. Then it's going to take longer for YouTube to do its high definition. I don't know what it does. High definition something or other. I tried all this mess and it took forever to do. I finally gave up and said, forget it. With all that headache, I'm going to shoot it in 4K. So, but here's the nice thing. Once you get to a certain level on YouTube where your videos are watched a lot, you have a lot of viewers, you have a lot of subscribers, all that stuff, YouTube automatically gives you the better compression, even if you do 1080p. That doesn't happen right off the bat. I mean, I had lousy compression for years. It took me 2.5 years of lousy compression before I finally got the good compression. So now everything I shoot, whether I shoot 1080p, in the studio I usually shoot 1080p. Oh, there's a bridge here. Oh, this is how the entrance is. The entrance comes off of somebody's driveway. Look at this. So what we thought was a dead end here, that's where the entrance is to the path. Huh. Did not know that. So anyways, I'm going to stop here and talk a little bit. For 2.5 years or so, I had lousy compression, and when I shoot stuff in the studio, I shoot 1080p, and usually that will give you lousy compression. But now, even if I shoot 1080p, I still get the better compression. Hey, anyways, I appreciate you guys following along on this ride. Hopefully you enjoyed Harper College. We'll do it again, I'm sure. Anyways, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.